From all over the world, they're on their way to Wembley. The Americans and the Cubans, the Chinese, Japanese and Romanians. Politics and boycotts forgotten as these nations are united in a kind of mini-Olympics, the Coca-Cola Gymnastics International. Welcome to Wembley, and an event which over the years has become one of the most prestigious competitions on the international gymnastics calendar. 5 of the top nations in the world coming to London to provide a tremendous challenge for our British gymnasts. And the overall championship in the Coca-Cola International. We've already seen some marvellous performances in the men's competition. Now it's the turn of the women. Heading the British hopes is Hayley Price, who's won individual apparatus medals here in previous years. But the favourites are certainly the Romanians, with the vastly experienced Christina Grigoras. And they've also got the smallest girl in international competition, that's 4'6", Daniela Silivas.
Daniela Silivas, 9.2 only for her first vault. Really gives it. Oh, and I think that one was better. Seemed to get a better position, a little more thrust off the top of the horse.
And here she is, building up just every bit of speed that she can get. Look at those arms moving. Scooping to lift her heels up as high as she can onto the board, and she does get a much better lift and a better shape into the floor. Hopefully she'll get a higher score for that.
And there's the score, 9.4.
And from the United States of America, Kim Hamilton. She's only 16 years old and she's from Virginia. And a handspring, 1.5 front somersault. A very tall girl, actually 5 feet 7 inches tall. Probably one of the tallest performing gymnasts in the world.
Hayley Price, her second vault. She scored 9.55 for her first one. Can she do better? Oh, and a big step forward. Didn't seem to get any real thrust off the top of the horse. Until then, I thought it was going to be a better one.
Christina Grigoras has just frowned at the judges. Very surprised at her low score of 9.2 on her first vault. A member of Romania's gold-winning team, she'll be quite wild about that. And to me, that vault didn't look as good as the first, and she's not too pleased with the panel of judges. And Sally Larner scored 9.5 for her first Sukahara straight. She really needs to get more speed, more repulsion from the top of the horse to get a sound landing to score more. She really is dropping off the horse. She's not getting a good enough lift to get a higher score, and you can tell by the bite of that bottom lip that she's not too happy with the vault at all. And here we see the fall off the horse instead of the lift, and a long travel back, which causes her to step back.
Daniela Silivas from Romania, needing all of her 4'6" and all the power she's got to even get onto the asymmetric bars there.
And certainly fulfilling all of her content there. A catch-off into a Delchev, and she wouldn't go for either of those moves in warm-up today. Just shows what a competitor this child is. Silver medalist in the Junior European Championships in Rimini earlier this year. And that should really get quite a good score, but whether it's good enough to be in the high 9s, we'll have to wait and see.
Here the Kachev.
He went outside the 12-meter square area twice. So that's the second judgment.
And down she comes now, watch this, the crossover half twist to somersault, the Delchev somersault there to recatch. Tremendous power for such a little girl. And her score, 9.35.
This petite little gymnast from the People's Republic of China, from the Honan province, Qianyu. She's only 16 years old. What strength to recover that handstand. A nice hop change into Jaeger, into back straddle. Showing brilliant tension in her handstands. Not quite lifting the double back away, but knowing certainly where the floor is. She has got a knee injury, and she's obviously aggravated that knee injury on the landing. Lisa Young had a poor start on vault, only scoring 9 and falling badly on her first vault, so let's hope she isn't too badly affected on her bar routine. A nice giant beat into Kreisel turn. And muscling the handstand and losing tension there, but managing to get through and land quite safely, so perhaps she'll be more relieved after that routine. And Romania's Cristina Grigoras, a member of the Romanian gold medal winning team from the Olympics. She scored 9.7 on vault. She scored a massive 39.2 on her voluntary exercises at the Olympics, which is an average of 9.8. So we're looking for a high score on this piece of apparatus. Some very good work, very tight. A beautiful pirouette there on the bottom bar, although she looks as though she's put on a little weight and she's probably not in competition form. That's really not bad for somebody who's not in peak form. And Great Britain's Sally Larner has just spent a good few minutes preparing the asymmetric bars to exactly to her liking, because she needs 9.7 to take the lead over Cristina Grigoras from Romania. And that would be quite something for a young 15-year-old British girl to beat an Olympic gold medalist. A very clean routine, but possibly not containing quite enough difficulty to score as high in the nines as she requires to take the lead. And another opportunity to look at some of the stylish work from Sally Larner. A nice tight cast to handstand, down into short clear to handstand. Really using the bars well as she turns out there to recatch the bottom bar. Some lovely work from Sally. Not quite difficult enough, but that routine, after a protest, scored 9.5.
The halfway position in the women's competition after the A bars, and what a fascinating position for Great Britain. Sally Larner there in second place, right behind the great Romanian Cristina Grigoras. Grigoras first, Larner second, Zhang Yu third, and Heather Carter of the United States in fourth.
And Kim Hamilton from America, recovering from her disaster on the asymmetric bars. Can she get it together on beam? A lovely front somersault mount. She's got every opportunity to sell her elegance, all 5'7" of her. Very difficult to turn that amount of leg around in a straight back somersault on beam and control it. The second front somersault for good measure. It just shows how confident she is on this beam. Handstand straddle down, trying to show a planche in between, but not quite succeeding in doing so. To the retirement of the gold medal winning team, other than Mary Lou Retton, Kim will be eager to try and establish her place in the USA team for the Montreal World Championships. And that was a most unusual double back there from a flick-flack, an excellent routine.
Yves Neredo from Cuba to the beam in equal fifth place after two pieces of apparatus. Nice handspring mount there. Back walk over to flick-flack. Good confidence there. A nice high split leap. Might not seem the most difficult, And that's a really difficult tumble. Front somersaults.
In fact, so far, this is a brilliant routine. The tumbles are spectacular. Look at that handstand, showing shoulder mobility and pulling it back. She's had poise, confidence, and absolute accuracy in everything she's done so far.
Well, there she finishes. Lovely dismount, very accurate. No wonder she's the Cuban national champion on the beam. Heather Carter from the United States, about to begin her beam exercise. Mounts from the side, up to handstand. Nicely controlled, that planche.
And 3 flick-flacks. She never looked like falling on those in training, but once the competition comes around, anything can happen. All the American contingent, both the men and the women, are very tall for gymnasts. Heather is about 5'5". A beautifully lifted straight back somersault there from the flick-flack. These girls are really putting everything into this competition, effort-wise and difficulty-wise. And after a very difficult routine, only a gainer back somersault off the end. Not really difficult at all, and that will lower her potential score. And Sally Larner put in a very good performance today. Let's hope she can hold on to it. She's only 15 and already master of many major competitions. Represented Great Britain at the Olympics. She's been to the World Schools Games this year, where she won a bronze medal on vault and a team bronze medal. She's got quite a nice routine, and if it's all held together and she scores well, she could take the lead, but she needs at least 9.3.
Well, there's some big guns still to come in the rotation, but that's a great position for a British gymnast to be in. 9.3 well within her sights. Lovely, tight back somersault there. Absolutely no falter on the landing. She'll get all the bonuses and no chance of any deduction there. Well, Sally Larner, been very nearly perfect. Here a chance to see her dismount again. And there just lands almost a big mistake there that could have been fatal. But she holds her position, and there's a score, 9.55. Sally Larner from Great Britain in the lead.
And in joint 5th place, Romania's Daniela Silivas. Even though she's in 5th place, she's less than half a mark behind the leader, and therefore still in contention for a medal. Full twisting double back somersault.
With her shape, she's not much over 4 feet. She can't hope to match the grace of the much taller gymnast, but we can expect some very complicated tumbles. Oh, and there a triple twist from her. We've had a full in, back out, double somersault to start with, and now a triple twist on the second tumbling run. I wonder what she's holding back for the last one.
And that twist really did twinkle. It's one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Dance, though, almost non-existent.
Yes, I think she misjudged the music and she was behind time, and she'll get penalised for that. And that really is lack of experience to cope with those mistakes. But really some fabulous stuff there. 3 brilliant tumbles. And Daniela Silivas, this her second tumble, a chance to look again at that magnificent triple twisting back somersault. A good extension, a nice fast extended flick, and just look at the lift, and there it goes. It twinkles around. A fraction of a foot alteration and she lands it. This must be one of the greatest pressures that Sally has been under, but she's used to the arena. She's won medals here before. To win a major international tournament at 15 on home territory would be wonderful, and I'm sure this is going right through her mind at the moment. This is the important tumble. And how well she landed that.
The adrenaline obviously flowing. I think that's probably the best I've ever seen her perform that tumbling run.
Yes, she really is maturing into a fine gymnast. As a youngster, she always looked good, but it's not easy to keep the form through the teenage years. There's a double twist. Now she needs to perform a double back somersault and land it to get above 9.2. She did very well. She performed a double twist at the end. Perhaps she could have done with a double back, but I'm sure that's good enough, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, here that superb first tumbling run from Sally Larner. Round off, flick-flack, free aerial flick-flack, flick-flack, flick-flack again, and then into that superb double somersault. Lands it beautifully. Oh, and there's a score. It's 9.55. That's going to leave Grigoras with an almost superhuman task.
Christina Grigoras from Romania really has a lot to do. She needs 9.9 to take the lead from Great Britain's Sally Larner.
Incredible situation for a British girl to be in. This is the 1981 European champion, a member of the Romanian gold medal winning team at the Olympics, and the British girl pushing her right to a 9.9.
There was a time where an Eastern European gymnast could come to the country off form and win, but those days are gone now.
You can watch for just the tiniest of mistakes, because the tiniest of mistakes will make it absolutely certain that Sally Larner has won this competition. So far, she's going very well. It's what you'd expect from a girl of her experience.
Yes, but I'm sure nowhere near a 9.9 score, because the dance has lacked elevation, and the tumbles certainly haven't been as difficult as Sally's.
Well, Grigoras, no mistakes, but she didn't perform some of the higher tumbles. Not the double backs in there that we expected to go for gold. Must have known it was beyond her. I'm sure that Sally Larner's won this competition. But let's just wait and see what Grigoras scores. Well, here, Grigoras' finish. She goes for the double twisting back somersault, not the double back she needed to stand any chance. She can't make that 9.9, I'm sure. Lands it well, but there's a score, 9.45. That leaves Sally Larner the gold, and Grigoras has to share the silver medal with her teammate, Daniela Silivas. Well, here on the side, I think that we all thought we might never see in a major invitation international competition a British girl taking the gold medal position. And in this competition, including nations like Romania, China and the USA, and Sally Larner steps proudly up into the gold medal position. And they're having left their seats to watch the presentation. Two of the proudest grandmothers you'll ever see in your life. Sally Larner's grandmothers, absolutely so proud. They can't believe it. I don't think Sally could believe it.
The final positions in the women's competition and history for British gymnastics. Sally Larner, the Coca-Cola International Champion, 38.2, ahead of the Romanian Christina Grigoras, 37.8. Great day for the British sport and a great day for Sally Larner.